It's the Big Trav and Q Show.
What they waiting for?
Just another damn podcast. Now let's go.
That's right. The Big Trav and Q Show. What's up, y'all? Seem like I ain't seen y'all in a minute, man. What's been popping, man?
Trav, man, just trying to hold my fist up in the air right now, man. I got my Huey P. Newton going on right now.
Huey P. Newton, man. Huey P. Newton. What now? Who is Huey P. Newton, and what did he do? You can't say that. Huey P. Newton. Remind everybody who he is and what he done. Listen.
First of all, man, I want to welcome everybody to the Big Trav and Q Show. It's such a blast to be on the show, man. We really got some real serious stuff to talk about, man. Near and dear to my heart, but I don't know. My co-host might feel like he got the spirit in him today, and he might want to lighten the load. You never know.
No, I'm on the same thing. You know, I talked to my brother Anthony in Massachusetts today, and he just it seemed like he called to find out the pulse of the podcast and the show, and kind of get a feel for where I'm going with this. And I was just explaining to him that doing the podcast is one thing. I said, but I was explaining to him that I've always kind of been on the sidelines, concerning movements and I guess social rights issues.
Is he calling in?
No, I talked to him personally. It was just a personal conversation.
Oh, okay.
And I was just explaining to him
I love talking to him, man.
No. That's my brother Terrence. This is my brother Anthony in Boston. This is a whole nother articulate.
Okay. So he hasn't called in yet.
No. He hasn't called in yet. No, I was just explaining. I don't talk to him that often, because he's busy, but he called in, like I said, just to get my pulse of things, and I was just explaining to him that this George Floyd incident, for some reason, it just triggered something in me that make me want to fight all of a sudden. I told him it didn't have anything to do with the podcast. I said, I guess I guess it's only going to help that I kind of got a platform to really push it. And I told him, I feel like I had to explain to him, why all of a sudden, I just got a bug or just feel a need to, to be a part of, if the civil rights movement, so to speak, if you want to call it that. And it for me, it wasn't so much civil rights. It was just, the George Floyd incident, it just brought attention, just by paying attention to it, just by naturally paying attention to it. It just sort of, a lot of things that people were saying for the first time really, struck me for the first time. And so, I kind of felt guilty for not participating or being a little bit more active before, but I explained to him, I said, I haven't really had any, I never had any racial issues come up with me ever in life. You know what I mean? Like none that stick out like, bam, I just told him that I never felt like I was ever denied an opportunity because I was black. I never felt that. I never felt that way. I told him that I never felt like, I've been pulled over several times. I've been arrested, I think like 3 times because I had warrants. I said every time, I've been pulled over or had interaction with police or got arrested, I said I never thought, when they did take me in, I had a warrant. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary with what they done with me. You know what I mean? So it was, it wasn't nothing. I can't sit here and go, I never felt like I was rolling through a neighborhood and I was racially profiled. I never felt that way. Never. But but at the same time, I was just one of those brothers. I stayed out of the way anyway. I just stayed out of the way. I was always playing sports. In high school, I didn't go out at all. What's funny is that I went out more, like when I was like 6th, 7th grade, I went out more then than I did once I got to high school. But once I got to high school, my coaches, and it started to become apparent that I was talented enough to get a scholarship. And once I realized that, everything changed for me. I did. I shut down girls and everything, man. I shut down. I was like, because I didn't want to get no girl pregnant, because, I would talk to recruiters and college coaches, and they would be like, that was one of the things that they put on your mind when they would get a chance to talk to you. They was just like, listen, keep your grades up and just don't knock nobody up. Not that, well, at the time, everybody thought that would slow you down, or if they had an opportunity to pick between you and someone that didn't have a kid and you had a kid, they probably would pick the one that didn't have a kid. So, they just was trying to warn me to just stay away. Don't put yourself in those positions. So anyway, long story short, I just told him that I never had any issues that I really thought was, that was unusual concerning, the criminal justice system or the police. The only time I had a situation where, no, not even that situation, man. It was just like everything that happened to me, I deserved, like I said. And the warrants was just traffic warrants. Like I had to, I got a seatbelt ticket, and the dude told me when he gave me the ticket, he said, just go watch the movie and you won't have to pay the ticket. And I didn't go watch the movie. So, that put a warrant out for me. And, getting caught with like expired driver, license, just stuff like that. So I just told him that I just never felt like, I guess I never felt like it was real. You know what I mean? I just never thought about it. And, but this incident it done something to me, man. Just watching a guy lose his life, to a police officer who just really seemed unbothered that he was doing it. And none of the other 3 guys, stood up for him, and so that's what we talked about earlier today, man. So I didn't mean to get long-winded with that, but
no, you just pouring your heart out. You just living your truth.
Well, yeah, and that's where I'm at. It just brings me to where I am now. My family and friends. I know you guys that follow me on Facebook. You guys have. I've been posting like crazy, and I was just trying to do it without technically, doing like a formal statement, like just not, coming out going, hey, listen, just letting everybody know that, hey, you know what, that this, without making a statement saying like, hey, this incident really affect me. I'm on a mission now. So I didn't want to make like a formal statement, because I didn't want to take away from George Floyd. So I just started, posting things, just posting information, just to, my cause now is just to eradicate racism. Racism is just, it's just horrible, man. To me, it's just stupid people. It's just.
Did you ever think about trying to participate in any of the marches? Did you contemplate that?
Well, I've had conflicts so far, with the protest and everything. I haven't been able to, I've had to work, but no, you know what, I thought about Tina. I said I probably could be more active with Tina. I'm talking about Tina Butts. Tina Butts, her and her people, they're the movement. They those guys with the purple shirts. They always got tables set up everywhere. And their goal is to just get everyone registered to vote, make sure everyone know their voting rights, and just making sure that everybody know all the information about voting. What you can, what you can't do. That's their drive. That's their focus. She always calls me out to play music, for all the events. and as well as some other DJs, and so. But I'm gonna do my part. My part is going to be from when I seen that video and when it just hit me. So my new mission is just to bring attention to racism, to exposing racists, because I just think it's stupid people. I think people that still do racist things, and I think they just haters, and they just stupid people. They're just people that don't think.
Trav, you posted on your page, not to cut you off, but you posted on your page a very salient point that goes on in households all over that are non-black.
You mean the young lady with her parents?
Yes.
I'm about to play it right now.
Yeah.
Let me
go for it.
Hold on. I'm getting my my speaker set up so I can hear the audio. Okay, if you guys didn't see it on my page, this is a young lady, and she is discussing racism and the plight of African Americans, and she's talking to her stupid parents, and it just makes you wonder. I just was like, thank God that apple fell out the yard. You know what I mean? You know, they say the apple don't fall far from the tree, but her apple fell out the yard. So you guys take a listen to this.
No, shut up.
No.
Can you shut your mouth for a minute?
No.
Because I actually work in the ghetto. I see the people.
Do you know why they're in that
physically go and I
position?
see these people.
Do you understand the systematic
They
and
get all
historical
kinds
reason
of
for why they're in
chances
that
and
position?
They don't care. All they want to do is be ghetto.
No.
Yes, there's some that don't, and there's good people.
No.
And then there's most of them just want to suck off the system or do something bad like drugs or gangs. And that's all they
They
care
have
about.
been oppressed. They have
It
not been
doesn't
given
matter.
the
They
same
get the
opportunities
chances.
you have
Yes,
had.
they do, and there's plenty of black people.
No, they
There's
don't,
plenty of-
Dad.
there's plenty of
And you not
minorities.
recognizing that as an issue is the reason why it's still continuing today.
I see them all over. There's all kinds of successful people that are of color. It doesn't matter what color, brown, white.
But it's a
orange,
lot harder for
yellow.
them to get to that
It doesn't
position.
matter. When they do, they're fine. But there's always filthy animals. And that
You're calling people of color black
No.
animals. You're calling them animals.
You didn't let
Are
me
you
finish.
kidding me?
You didn't let me finish.
That's not
I'm
okay.
talking about the
No,
true
no
part,
matter what,
too.
that's not okay. No matter what, it's
It
not
is
okay.
okay.
Racism is not okay. Why do you think that racism is okay?
That's mine.
Billy, I'm gonna look at. No, I'm looking at
That's
statistics
my
right
medal. I
now.
gotta get a necklace.
Your statistics they can be warped. Statistics can be warped. You want me to show you videos?
So why are my-
Do you want me to show you videos of cops? I will do
why
it.
is statistics wrong?
Because they can be
Right.
warped. I'm not giving statistics right now. They can be warped. Personal experiences can't.
No, because this is actually putting it into play. When you
Do I need to show you a bunch of videos of cops attacking protesters? Peaceful.
Okay, it's quite lengthy. That's all I'm gonna give you guys, but you can see the whole video on my Facebook page, and see when you got this continuing the cycle. Now for the kids, they got parents that does this, and they soak it up. It's just continuing the cycle of ignorance, and these parents are very ignorant. I'm just messed up over it, man. I just can't believe it. It's so overwhelming for me. Because I just can't. It's 2020, man, and you still just got people that don't get it, man. And I got plenty more video of this stuff. I really do. I could play this stuff all day long, man. And but kudos to that young lady. It wasn't a name attached to the video, but whoever she is, listen, you on the right track, young lady. Your parents, she know her parents is full of shit. Thank you, Jesus. And when you spew information like they were spewing, you got, it's two ways the kids can go with this. I mean, I'm gonna assume that most kids just absorb it and just think that because their parents saying it, that it's the way it is. But obviously, this young lady has got the right information. The right information has been understood to her, and she get it. She's formed an opinion on her own, regardless of her parents' thoughts. And you hear the father just, he sound like he the president of the KKK. I mean, come on, man. And you know what? My thing is going to be police reform. I just think that I think that every company, they should make racism affiliation, hate group affiliation. They should make that part of the contract, the union contract. The circumstances to your employment and the circumstances to you being terminated. It should be written in all the union contracts. It should be stated on all the applications that upon accepting this position, if it is to be found that you have any associations or affiliations with hate groups, via social media, however we find out, if we get any reports, if we do an investigation and it has been determined that you got affiliations or associations with any racist or hate groups, that you're immediately terminated. That should be made a part. I think every employer in the United States should make that a part of their policies. And that's going to do one or two things. That's going to, it should make you want to, straighten up. And I suppose if you grown, that's not going to happen. I don't think you're going to change. But maybe if you facing losing a $30 an hour job, maybe you'll straighten up your act. Maybe if you are part of that affiliation and you get a $30 an hour job, I think that's enough money to be like, listen, I got to support my family, man. I ain't on that bullshit no more. And you quit that organization. I ain't on that no more. $30 an hour and I don't get nothing for hating black folks with y'all. Nah, I'm taking this $30 an hour gig. So I'm all about police reform. If anybody out there listening, if you guys got any ideas for police reform, and as far as I'm concerned, extend it to the police. Make, like I posted on my Facebook page. I said, just put together a board of people that work in the community and make them a part of the hiring process. And when the human resources department with the police department, when they select their candidates, let this committee oversee, check out their application, check out their history, bring the potential candidate in front of the committee, let them ask some questions, and then if it'll put the police department in a position, if they bring the applicant before the committee and the committee interview him and check out his history and ask him some questions. And so the way they could do it is the committee, I guess the police community committee, they could approve him. They can approve him. and either the police department they could go with the, and that way that'll put the police in the position to, at least if they still hire him, it'll go on his record that he was not recommended for the community policing committee. He wasn't approved. It can be left up to the police department to hire that person, but if that community board or committee don't give him the thumbs up and they hire him anyway, and then he do something stupid like Derek Chauvin did, it'll be noted that they hired him without the recommendation of the community policing committee. What do you think? Q.
I mean, I'm just listening to what you're saying, and I'm just trying to. I think that's like. Let me give you an analogy of baseball. You know how you got 3 bases and you got the home run, right?
Right.
So let me put it to you. I think that's one of the bases. But then I'm listening on CNN, and they're saying we've got everybody riled up. Everybody's mad. So people are saying now, so what's the next? What's next? What's the solution? And everybody is saying different things. Young men that were on they were interviewing people that were on the participants that were protesting. They were asking some of the young black men, what do you want to see change? And a lot of them was asking for police reform. Some of them was asking for wage diversity. Some of them was asking about student loans. Going 4 to 6 years, getting this piece of paper that guarantees you nothing, and going into a job that's basically, how you getting out of college and you're averaging, the average student they're saying is 100,000
right.
debt, depending on.
Right.
So and not being able to just basically have a job that they can actually go within 6 months of that loan, that they could start really making good money. Then they were asking the other person, it was like, well, hey, I got good credit. I haven't defaulted on any loans. I've been paying everything else, but I go in the bank and I can't get a loan to start a business. Then I have my white counterparts. Their credit is just a little bit beneath me. He said he found this out by accident. He said he was just at a social gathering talking with this guy, and he was telling him how he got a business loan, and he was harping about him having a 636 credit score. And he was like, 636? He was like, man, I'm almost at 800. And he was just like, well, maybe it's my father, I know people, blah, blah, blah. So what he was basically arguing was the fact that there's definitely no equality when it comes to African Americans, even though he personalized his story, Trav. And he was saying how his white counterparts were able to go start their own business. And he said he got a $300,000 loan just to start out.
Well,
he said, and he was just basically saying that how frustrating that is to do all the right things and still not be able to be a contributor to society. And it's frustrating.
Well, and what I say to that is we got to start with what I just said. We got to get rid of those people that's not making things fair. We got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of it. We need to start.
Let me ask you this, Trav. Let me ask you this, because I've been seeing a round robin of all these CEOs that are coming out today, and they're giving their little PR speeches about how we got to do better. I've seen the CEO from Ford, Chrysler. I'm seeing everybody.
Right.
It's like a round robin of people coming out right now.
Right.
So my question to you is, had this not happened, but we've had similar situations that did happen, A, just like how you said to me, you said, hey, man, I know about all those other situations. I know about Trayvon. I know about Michael Brown, Sandra Bland. I know about all of those. But this one hit home for me. Why do you think this particular situation is sprawling even into the employment field for all these CEOs? Why do you think this is hitting different?
Because now, okay, first of all, this was the most visual. This was the most. Let's go back to the. Okay, we didn't get good video on the Ahmaud Arbery. It was decent video. It was kind of far away.
Aha!
It was speculative.
But did you hear the new development today?
What was the new development?
What happened?
What was the new?
They had the arraignment today.
Okay.
In Georgia.
Okay, and what happened? Give us a report.
They said that the video, they have the full version video. Okay. A and B, they said that you could hear on the video them standing over here over Ahmaud Arbery calling him a nigger on the video.
Wow.
That wasn't shown. That wasn't shown in the video that got released to everybody.
Wow. And so now we got to prepare for that. We got to prepare for that video, but let me finish on what this done to me, the George Floyd. Like I said, we didn't get good video on that. That took 2 months, and then that took 2 months. So that had to simmer for a while. So, and that's a shame. That's a shame. Okay, so the video wasn't available for 2 months, and when we finally got it, it was kind of half-assed.
Correct.
And the department, they didn't handle it right. Now, Eric Garner.
I want to see what's going on with that. Because I've been so focused on the George situation, and I haven't went back to the Ahmaud situation, because it's too many. You got the Sam Snead in Indiana, you got Breonna Taylor, you got Ahmaud Arbery, now you got this one.
Right.
It's hard to follow suit with all of them, but what is interesting to me, Trav, for all these cases, especially with Ahmaud Arbery and with George, what I'm looking for specifically, I want to know who's going to be the defense team. Who is going to be the ones that are going to step up to the plate to defend these guys? And I'm gonna tell you why I'm looking at this. If history has taught me anything, and I'm going to earmark the Trayvon Martin case. And for all you guys that are listening to me, it's all about economics. Trav, do you know, and I don't know if me and you talked about this offline now, do you know about all the people who funded that defense team?
For
his defense team?
For George Zimmerman?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean that was well documented, man. He had close to $1 million to for that. But see, that was a different time.
No. Just all I'm saying to you is, I'm curious to see who is going to be the defense team for them. Okay, because that's what's going to tell me. I listened to the charges, and I was listening to why they gave the reasons why they didn't give them first versus second and third. And the disparity between the two was knowing. Did he when he got out of his vehicle, did he know he was going to kill him or not? Did you listen to that breakdown?
For Trayvon?
No, for George.
No, I didn't get into all of that. I'm trying to.
They were breaking down first, second, and third degree. and they were saying why he was originally charged for third degree.
Well, they upgraded him. They upgraded him.
Right. Why they originally charged him with third degree, then they upped the charge to second degree, and why the other remaining three got charged the way that they got charged.
Yeah, I did hear that. I heard that explanation today. I heard that.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I'm so curious to see how they're going to set up the defense, because this is the same thing that happened in Ferguson. The way that they set up the defense and the acquittal that came a year later. And I'm just trying to put the bricks there to say, hey, are we looking for another scenario where these guys maybe possibly, and I don't want to speak in future, and I want to forecast the situation, but I'm just curious to see how the defense team is going to go, because that's going to be a telling tale.
Pull it up, or do you got them? Pull up the charges for the other three guys. What was the charges for? You have them with you, or can you look them up?
No, it's eight. They charged them with aid and abetting.
Okay, all of them.
Yes.
Okay. I know they mentioned that one of the guys had only been on the job 6 months. I did hear that. Derek Chauvin was the most senior person. He
was on there for 19 years. Then the Tile, he was this next, and then the other two guys, they said combined that they had less than 2 years of experience.
Right.
So
he was the senior case, and I heard him explaining, the defense attorney or whoever. I didn't see
representing for him.
Yeah. They were saying that they were feeling like he had that Derek Chauvin was the most senior. They was just following what the senior person on the scene was telling them to do. So they shouldn't be held to the same charges when they were just following the chain of command. So
did you hear that? Do you know how crucial that's going to be?
Well,
for prosecutors?
Yeah. It depends on if they probably all gonna have separate attorneys. If I was the guy that been on the guy that been on the case been on the job for 6 months, yeah. If I was that guy, I would get a separate attorney, because he could make a case for that he was just following. But this is what I say. I call bullshit. I call bullshit on all their defenses, because hearing a man cry out, "I can't breathe, mama, my stomach hurt," several times, that should appeal to your humanity. That should appeal to your humanity and make you say, "Listen, man, that's enough. Get off of him. Hey, man, hey, check his pulse, man. Hey, listen, hold up. You have I call bullshit.
Fidel Castro had his girlfriend and his daughter in the car with him. They were bear witnessing to all of that.
Right.
And what did that mean? And what did that mean to them, man?
What
I'm saying to you, man, what I'm saying to you is, like the attorney said today, for the Floyd family, he said it's nice that they have been charged, but he said it's just a charge. It's not a conviction.
There go their pictures on the screen today. I just wanted everybody to know. I just put their pictures on the screen.
He said we've been there. He said we've been down this road before. We've been there where the officers got charged, and everybody is like, yay, yay, yay. But then when it came down to getting a conviction, we've always had egg on our face. So this is why I think personally the protesters are not getting up on this, because they want people to know they want a conviction. They've been very explicit about that. But Fat Joe said, I don't know, did I bring this up on Monday? Fat Joe said that the New York chief that was getting all that praise and all that love for taking a knee,
Yeah.
said this was the same guy that kept the 5 officers on payroll for the Eric Gardner's case that got that eventually that they got off.
Okay, on the screen, I got all 4 of the officers charged, and their names is on the screen there. That is Derek Chauvin in the top left, and then that is Thomas Lane, the black looking. Everyone seems to think that he's black or mixed, and then the bottom left is J. Alexander Kung, and then the lookout guy is pronounced Tu Tao. So that's on the screen right now. So, but to continue with what you asked me, this is just different. This is different for everybody. I mean, you got the whole world. I think for me and the rest of and everybody else, it was the combination of the Amy Cooper, the Ahmaud Arbery, and the George Floyd. It was a combination of all 3. It was a combination of exposures of the way black people can be treated. You know what I mean? It was an exposure of the racist treatment of black people. All three, and it was just an exposure of all 3. And when it went in order. It went Amy Cooper with caught on camera saying, "I'm going to tell them that a black man is assaulting me. That'll get them here real quick." Then we went into the the Ahmaud Arbery case was first. And then, they got charged. And then we found out that it had been 2 months and them guys hadn't been. Somebody got mad at one of the suspects and turned the video in, and we wouldn't even knew. The case would have got swept under the rug if they hadn't turned that video in. And so, that video got turned in, and then everybody, and then the injustice was seen there first. So we like, wow, these guys, they shot this guy, and he's just jogging. I guess the narrative at first was, well, it continues to be that he was just jogging, and they just fuck with him, and they shot him, and the video sort of proved that. And then then they videotaped it. The guy that was videotaping was in on it. It was just a plan from the beginning. We're gonna catch it on video. I just can't wait. But anyway, getting back to my point and what you asked me, the George Floyd, it just hit home with me. It just did. It just they were talking about. I heard somebody, one of the CNN reporters asked the guy they was interviewing, "Why is this one a little bit different? Why is this hitting home?" And he said, "I think it's because we were, a lot of people are still quarantined in. A lot of people are still off work, and they can actually lend the attention to what's going on." And I think that was probably the same for me too. I think that. Here's something to keep in mind, Trav. The report by the chief medical examiner, Andrew Baker, spelled out clinical details, including that Floyd had tested positive for COVID-19, the virus, on April the 3rd, but appeared to be asymptomatic. The report also noted that Floyd's lungs appeared healthy, but he had some narrowing of arthritis in his arthritis issues in his heart. Ariel. You said arthritis issues in his heart?
Ariel.
Oh, okay.
So the Floyd family said, nah.
We're gonna bring in our independent.
Right. So the Floyd family, attorney Bennett Crumb, they had their own separate autopsy done, right?
Right.
Which refuted the original coroners that they did. So I'm bringing this up because as a defense attorney and a prosecutor, so you got two different medical examiners that's giving you two different reasons why he passed away, right?
Right.
Plus you're added on COVID-19, right?
Right.
So the family says, no, we got our own. So when you're building your defense, so you're going to have the family who's going to say to the judge, which one of these reports are you going to hold to have more levity than the other? Because you have two official ones, right?
Right.
So it circles back to what I'm saying to you about the defense. It's like when you watch all these, it's like the prosecutor and the defense. When they go to stack their arguments up, it's going to be based on who is going to be the best mouthpiece for both situations. So this is reason why I'm saying I want to see who's going to be handling the defense for these officers. Because it's saying right here that basically the attorney general, right? When he got the second Minnesota Attorney General on Wednesday, he upgraded the charges against Calvin to second-degree murder, and he also charged the three other officers on the scene with aiding and abetting, based off of the second autopsy that came in.
You know what? And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because, listen, the other two guys, they were sitting on him. The other two guys, forget the lookout guy. You know, listen, forget the lookout guy. You know what? Right. The lookout guy. I don't know about. You know what?
Do you care? Do you care that he had COVID-19?
No, I don't care.
Before he died?
No.
I don't even know why that's even bearing on the case.
No, I don't think none of that's gonna matter. You know what? The star evidence in this case is the video. The star evidence. The closing statement on Derek Chauvin's unbotheredness by having his knee in his neck. Oh, I can't wait to hear that closing statement. And if I was at that attorney doing the closing statement, I would put that picture of Derek Chauvin's knee on his neck on the screen as I'm giving my closing statement. And I'm like, look at that picture right there. Do that look like a guy that gives a shit about George's life? And I'll just leave that picture there, man. I'm sorry. Two-tile, man. No, I don't care what you get. You could get the worst of it too, because you still, come on, man. Listen, I know police officers got to be tough, but not inhumane. Somebody screaming for their mom, and then did you see the video? I didn't even bring that video. I didn't even load that video up. Did you see the police, the police officers in Philadelphia? Was that you that sent the Philadelphia police officer video to me? Did you see that?
Yes.
That was crazy. They were trying to restrain a young man that was protesting in Philadelphia, and they had him on the ground. Oh my God, I can't believe I don't have that video. I got to get it.
So for our viewers that's listening out here, I just want to point this out. Chauvin, who was arrested last week, he is being held right now for the Minnesota Department of Corrections facility in Oak Park his bail was increased to $1 million as of Wednesday.
Thank you. It was 500. It was 500,000 before, wasn't it?
Right. Court documents show that Lane, Tayo, and Kuru, I'm probably messing that guy's name up.
Yeah,
they were taken into custody Wednesday, and they are also being held on $1 million bond, bail. County jail records show that the attorney, Tom Plunkett, said in a statement that his client was asked to turn himself in to face charges Wednesday afternoon and was in custody for 15 minutes later. Second-degree murder, aid, and abetting. Second-degree murder are punishable by up to 40 years in prison. Manslaughter and aid and abetting are punishable up to 10 years in prison. Can you believe that, Trav?
Yeah.
So that's your range right there, 10 to 40.
That's
wow.
That's absolutely ludicrous. Okay, I'm on.
So what you got next for us?
Hold on, I'm on my Instagram page. I'm gonna see if I can get that video. Let's see here. Don't look like I can get that video. Let me see here. Travis Grant. Let me see here. No, that's not what I want. Hold on. I'm trying to get the video. Let me go here. Let me see here.
The family says, by the way, Trav, I don't know if you read this or not. They're conflicted on why he still hasn't been charged with first degree.
Okay, I didn't post that video. I didn't post it. Okay, let's get out of there. All right, let me get back to what we got next. Let me get out of here. Okay. What I got next is I got a video, video, not a video. I made a video out of it. It's just a picture, and it's the sound bite. It's a left wing radio station, and they were fired for their comments on the air. And I'm going to play it. Just listen to their dialogue. I'm just going to play it. Listen to their dialogue. It's a 3-man team, and the one guy, and he's outraged that they're actually saying this. So everybody take a listen.
That's when they really went after her.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Were they acting N-wordish? There's your question.
They were acting thuggerly, I think. They're thugs. Were they
acting N-wordly?
Yeah. And by the way...
You can't say that. What are you doing?
No, were they acting that way?
No, you can't say that.
Hey, if that would have been...
Stop saying thugs. That's part of the problem.
No, it's not. They're thugs. They're thugs. If you look like a thug and if you act like a thug and you got 3-on-1 and beating up a white woman with a 2x4, by God, you're a thug.
And by the way... There are people in the black community would say they are acting N-wordly.
But they can say that. You can't say that.
It's double standard. I was going to say
it doesn't matter.
And I don't appreciate the double standard.
Well, it doesn't. Who cares?
If she had been a black woman, the N-word wouldn't have been that big a deal. They'd have walked away. But a white woman calling 3 black guys the N-word,
they don't get it.
We're going back.
They were acting
They don't
that
get
way.
it,
No,
man. See,
those
are the people.
Understand the meaning of that.
No,
we understand.
I understand the meaning very well.
Telling you.
I understand the meaning very well.
I'm going to apologize to anybody offended by that right now. I'm just
no one's
offended.
Yes,
I'm going to apologize
I'm very offended by that. I just hate stupid people. I understand that it's a, left wing. I'm sorry, right wing, Republican.
Trav.
And they on air.
Trav.
Yeah.
What is key about the reason why people are not happy about the second degree charge is because in 2017, the Minnesota police officer who shot and fatally killed Fidel Castro was found not guilty of second degree manslaughter and intentional discharge of firearm that endangers safety. So they're being charged with the same offense that this guy was. So do you see why people are feeling the way that they're feeling? Because they got the same charge.
Yeah.
And this guy is on videotape unloading in the car.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Well, no, he's not actually on tape shooting a gun. She turned.
Yes, it is.
She turned on her Facebook. Well, maybe his body cam. They probably. I'd never seen the body cam.
They released the body cam from him showing. They got him showing. They got the video cam from the car. The car is showing him unloading.
Oh,
into
okay.
the car.
Okay. From the car. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, I never seen that.
It's even in your It's even in your tribute video. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but yeah, it's in there.
Tribute video. Which tribute video was that?
What they really want from us.
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? I'll play it right now. Here it is. Tribute video.
It was Freddie, Sam, Corey, Eric, Philando, Ahmad, Steven, Kenneth, Amadou, Jonathan, Christian, Terrace, Sean. Killed him a day before his wedding. Jamal killed him while he was in handcuffs. Mike killed him while he had his hands up. Kamani, Ramali, Phillip, Alton. About 3 Kevins, about 2 Jordans. John, Laquan, Bathon, Stephon, Tony, Tamir, Elijah, Antoine, Izelle, Terrell, Dontre, Akai, George. For him, set the country on fire. Timothy, Patrick, Paul, Tyree, Quintonio, Darius, Jeremy, William, Anthony, Dante, Oscar, Kendrick, Keith, David, Walter, women like Sandra, Betty, Rihanna, India, Michelle, Tatiana, Tanisha, Rika, Natasha, Pamela, Janet, Megan, baby Ayana. All that we lost, your name live on. Wasn't killed by a cop, but I can't forget Trayvon. Can't forget Emmett, and all of those we lost to the beast. No justice, no peace.
Yeah, that was dope, man. I got that. I had crazy feedback on that. I didn't get an author on that. Someone, I think.
I posted the Papoose one that he did.
Oh, Papoose done one. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that one didn't have the video in it, but yeah, I mean, I got that stuff all day loaded in here, man. But I also
that he was he was cleared of the counterfeit charge, right?
Who George
Floyd? Yeah.
Yeah, I kept hearing that the bill turned out to be real. The owner of the store, I seen him doing all type of interviews. He offered to pay for the funeral. Tyler Perry offered to pay for the funeral, but
Floyd cut that check.
But I'm about to show that video too. That here it go right here. Yep, there it go right there. Says former boxing champion Floyd Mayweather has offered to pay for George Floyd's funeral and memorial service, and the family has accepted the offer. They did accept the offer. Floyd did post a check. The total bill came to $88,000. $88,000. But Tyler Perry offered as well. The store owner offered as well. So Tyler Perry did fly Ezekiel, I think his name. The gospel singer, the guy that sung at the funeral. I forget his name. Ezekiel. I forget his name. Anyway, the guy that sung at the funeral, Tyler Perry, flew them over. He took care of that. And anyway, some celebrities. I was trying to get the video for you guys, but some of the celebrities. I seen the funeral today on CNN. Kevin Hart was there. Ludacris was there. Tyrese was there. Tiffany Haddish was there. T.I. was there. Master P was there. Jesse Jackson was there. He didn't speak. He just sat there. Martin Luther King III, he was there. God, the guy. I seen the guy from.
Did you read the actual 911 transcript
from From George Floyd?
Yes.
No.
Well, here's what the full script says. 911, what's the address of the emergency? Caller, he gives out his address. 3759 Chicago Ave. The operator, how can I help you? Caller, and I quote, someone comes our store, gives us fake bills.
Oh yeah, I read that. Yeah, I seen that one. I thought it was something different. Yeah, I seen that one.
Yeah.
And he was like, he's still outside, and they said they was going to send somebody over. Yeah, I did read that. I thought it was something else. Yeah, I did read that one. It was the nephew of the store owner. The store owner, he wasn't there that day, and the nephew is like 24 years old, and so and the store owner did go on to say that he said they'll never call the police on a fraudulent bill case again, but but I think that he's catching heat from the community. I don't think the community. He's been there for 31 years. He said that everybody love him. That might be the case, but something that somebody in your store done caused him to get killed. I don't think they're gonna fuck with him no more, for real. I don't think they will. He went on to say that he don't understand why that happened. And he denounced the cops and was calling for police reform as well. But we'll see if he's been good to his community for 31 years. We'll see how he recovers with that. But he is catching backlash from the community because they called in that damn check. I mean, I don't know.
So we're getting hit on the chat. They want us to talk about the Drew Brees.
Okay.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I do. Let me find that. Okay. I just threw it on the screen. Drew Brees.
Oh, what'd you say his name was?
Drew Brees. He said his statement was, "I will never agree with anybody disrespecting."
Oh, you don't have the audio?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
He said, "I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. Let me tell you what I see and what I feel when the national anthem is played. And when I look at the flag of the United States, I envision my two grandfathers who fought for this country during the World War II, one in the Army and one in the Marine Corps, risking their lives to protect this country and to try to make our country and this world a better place." You know what he just said? I don't think what he said was like, oh God damn, but he just said it at the wrong time. It was kind of insensitive. It was kind of insensitive at the moment, But then everybody, if you're looking at the screen, then everybody started floating this picture around. It's a picture of Drew Brees and his wife, with Trump and his wife. And it looks like in one of the football booths. And whoever posted the picture said, "I'll just sit this here." Damn, Drew. Oh man, this look fucked up, Drew. Damn, Drew, dog. This ain't looking good for you, dog. I mean, and then Malcolm Jenkins, he's probably the most militant dude in the NFL, who happened to be on Drew Brees' team, and he was like, he called him out. He did. He called him out. He was like, that was fucked up, bro. He called him out on it. And right now, Drew Brees is he's backtracking. He did apologize. I don't have the formal apology. But he did formally apologize. He put out a statement, basically saying what I just said, that it was, he said that he understand how his comments could appear insensitive at a time like this, and And then another, the coach of the Denver Broncos, he caught heat. He caught heat as well. He formed his lips to say that he didn't think it was any racism in the NFL, and they took his ass apart too. Oh man, they took his ass apart. Oh, that boy is backtracking something serious. You might as well get a mirror, dog, because you're gonna be back walking. You're gonna be back walking for a while. You might as well get a mirror with that one. He said he didn't think it was any racism in the NFL at all. He didn't say on his team. He said any racism in the league. I was like, oh, dog, you about to get your ass ripped off for that. And he did. I forget. He's the head coach of the Denver Broncos. You guys gotta forgive me for not being able to have all these names. I normally am thorough on this stuff, but man, it's I've been busy this week. I've been busy. Gigs is picking up. Business is picking up. I've been doing gigs all this week. I started back working out. That's why my voice is hoarse. So I got to get my workout in. I still got to maintain the crib. I'm still off work, but, and then, I mean, like me, I stay up. I love being off work, man. I stay up. You know what? I got a bone to pick with you. Q, I got a bone to pick with you. Man, you ain't even right, dog. Wasn't it you that told me to watch The Arrow? You told me to watch The Arrow, right? Did you tell me?
Arrow. I never told you to watch Arrow.
Do you watch Arrow?
Talking about it.
Do you watch Arrow?
I watch Arrow. I watched Arrow.
Okay, so it ain't something you don't watch it all the time.
So here's an excerpt to what Drew Brees said.
Okay, go ahead.
He said, "I know there's not much I can say that would make things better right now, but I just want you to see in my eyes how sorry I am for the comments that I made yesterday." Brees said, "I am sorry, and I will do better, and I will be part of the solution, and I am your ally." What do you take from that? Probably nothing.
You know what? I'm a Drew Brees fan. Drew Brees is from the Big Ten. Drew Brees, to me, I've seen his evolution. I mean, I remember when he was at Purdue. When he was at Michigan, he was the best quarterback in the league. I mean, he was at Purdue when Tom Brady was there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So he was the top dog in the Big Ten when Tom Brady was a piece of shit at Michigan. I mean, he wasn't. He was, maybe he was average. I give him maybe average. He was average when he was in college. He was maybe average. I mean, he could barely beat out the guy that was on his team. And so, but anyway, I always been a Drew Brees fan. He just struck me as a guy. Let me say this about what I think about Drew Brees, man. From what I know about Drew Brees, he's not a racist, but he just want to do what's right.
How do you know that to be fact?
No, I'm just saying. I don't know that actually. But he's just a stand-up guy. Like I said, I followed him ever since he got to Purdue. He just always seemed like a blue-collar type guy, man. The guy that believes in hard work, and he has. I mean, because when he came to the league, they was telling him he was too short. You listen. You will never be an elite quarterback. He went over to, I believe it was San Diego. He didn't.
What does all that got to do with?
Well, I'm giving you my perception of Drew Brees, and I just don't think. I'm a Drew Brees fan. I just don't.
Trav, I was in Texas at the time. He did a lot of good stuff with Katrina and helping a lot of people. He's donated. He's done. Listen, like Booger McFarland said, he listed all his accolades. He said, "I know everything that he has done in the city of Louisiana. I was there. I was. He put it. He's one of those athletes that put his money where his mouth is." Having said that, these comments that he made were way out of bounds.
They were.
Now, you're speaking to a guy on the phone who is a veteran. Okay?
Right.
So it's going to hit me a lot different when I hear people like that. See, I've never really got into those conversations with you. We don't really talk about those type of things when people try to bring flag and all this. Because I serve. I put that uniform on. And I got a totally different view on that.
Okay.
Having said that.
Right. Having said that.
I'll digress. But I would never characterize a person based off of what they, because people are allowed to make a mistake here or there. But Ply said, he said, listen, man, once somebody utters something, he feels, this is not me, but he says, that's from the heart. And I don't see how you can come around within less than 24 hours to put out a statement if you don't truly feel that to be in your heart. That was pressure.
Well,
not sincere. That's what he looked at it as. I'm not saying I did. Because what they're saying is, and I was listening to everybody today, if he truly felt the way that he felt, he should have, the second thing that he said should have been the first thing that he said. And we wouldn't be where we at right now. His teammates called him out.
Yeah, it was just, I don't think what he said, it wasn't racial, but it was just insensitive at the time.
Yeah, it was.
Let's see here. I'm trying to.
So if you see him getting hit, awful a lot this season. So, I'm just saying,
Yeah, it just was bad timing. It was bad timing. It was just the wrong time.
You're gonna share with us your story. What was going on with you about your little thing going on the internet the other day? You gonna share that with me?
What do you mean? Which one?
About the voting thing that you posted.
The vote. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I had just posted, like I just been stating, guys. My new mission is to eradicate racism. Expose racists. That's my new mission. I've never had a mission before, but like a social mission. So my social mission from now until I stop breathing is going to be to just educate people on why things the way they are. So I just want to be able to, for my white friends or my white colleagues that don't understand, why we're always upset and why we always got issues. My new mission, mission is to make them understand it. My new mission is to, like I said,
But shouldn't they want to understand that, Trav?
No, because
why would you have to make somebody want to understand something?
Well, if that was the case,
I just want to understand your logic.
Yeah. Well, if that was the case, we wouldn't have what's going on right now. We wouldn't if I didn't have to do that. We wouldn't have all these protests, and we just, I want my white friends I want them to join me. I want them to join me in the fight. I put a sign up that said that if that I said that you're not my friend. If you don't stand with me against racism, we're not friends anymore. Because, just like everyone else, I don't want to. Your silence is an enemy or is an advocate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was not an advocate, but an adversary. I don't. I want you to speak up with me. We need you for the change to truly be made. You have to stand with me because the people that we're trying to change, or the people that's resistance to change, they need to see that someone other than a black person that is upsetting, and someone other than a black person is standing up with a black person. You know what I'm saying? They need to see it, you know. And
listen, man, I know people are going to have their different views on this guy, but some of the most eloquent phrase that he ever wrote was, he says, if you want to make this world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make the change. So all starts with himself, man.
Yeah, it does. But you're not going to realize it on your own. You need some help. And I think...
but you have to be open to want to... See, I prided myself. You ever heard I know you know the dynamics of high school, and you know how there were certain tables. That was the popular table. That was the so-so table. You know what I'm saying? The different dynamics in school.
Well, let me pause for a station identification and a couple commercials, and I'll be right back with you.
It's the Big Trav and Q Show. They waiting for just another damn podcast. Now let's go. Go.
Looking for an experienced professional DJ who can do it all? Call DJ Big Trav at 419-810-2242. Concerts, comedy shows, weddings, corporate events, community events, or club events. DJ Big Trav can do it for you. You want to do a karaoke night? You want music videos? You want a picture slideshow for your event? Let DJ Big Trav bring in his projector and movie screen and add some excitement to your event. Need clean, age-appropriate music for a school event? Looking for a top-notch DJ for a low price? Call DJ Big Trav now at 419-810-2242 and start planning your event. Okay, we're back at the Big Trav and Q Show. That was a commercial from our sponsor, DJ Big Trav. He's an awesome guy. He's a great DJ, good friend of mine. You might want to book him. Have you ever?
Right now, they're interviewing Maurice Lester Hall, who was in the vehicle with George Floyd at the time. They're interviewing him right now on CNN. Okay. I just know if you didn't want to know that or not.
Yeah. Let me go to my Charles Barkley CNN. Let me see if we can. I love this technology. Let me see if we can cut in. See if we can peek in on that interview. CNN Live. Let's see if we can eavesdrop in on that interview.
So we got David Lee in the chat. David is saying that he's been there and we've been there and done this and see people make statements. Do you hear me, Trav?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
He's saying we've been there and done that, and we've seen people make statements, come out and say that they understand what's going on, but then soon as stuff die down, and they go right back to doing the same stuff that they do. He feels like they're only doing this right now because the world is watching everybody, and they have a camera on them, and they have to show some type of sympathy or empathy. But he feels that this is all staged. He doesn't believe in it, and he thinks that no matter how much you put, what are you saying, Dave? He said it doesn't matter how much
he was on the ground and he saw.
Hold on.
The street, his legs.
I just we're eavesdropping on the interview.
And he saw the officers on top of Mr. Floyd.
And how long did it seem to go on, Mo?
A good 10 minutes. And me knowing Mr. Floyd, I'm always knowing that he's always trying to be as humble as he can.
If you're just joining us, we're peeking in on the CNN interview with the gentleman, Maurice Lester Hall, who was in the car with George Floyd.
How to conduct himself, just like the media and everyone knows, he's known as a gentle giant, bottom line. So even dealing with law enforcement that he has no control of, he still tries to come in his humblest form. And that's what I remember witnessing. I've seen it before, and it turned out not like.
Hey man, his attorney is pretty cute, man.
And Chris, my client will tell you when he saw and he was experiencing this, he didn't even know that Mr. Floyd was dead.
Ashley McFarland. We're gonna have to look her up. See if we can get an interview with her.
In the ambulance, that they were going maybe to get him some treatment, or maybe he was too big for the patrol car, so this was another way to take him in. He didn't find out that Mr. Floyd had passed and was killed until the next day on social media, like everybody else.
Maurice, when he was on the ground and you heard him screaming near the end, give us a sense of what that was like to hear it and to see what you could. Where was your head and your heart when you were watching that?
Behind Mr. Floyd, and I was just feeling helpless because I was being detained by another precinct officer to stay, not so active as far as movement, which was protocol. And after seeing the video the next day, like my lawyer said, and knowing from that angle of the video that was released, it's horrific. It's a horrific act.
You think the officers knew that George was suffering and struggling the way he was?
The one the guy that was on his neck for that long, I really believe from that watch of the video, he looked down and studied and knew. From my personal
Chris,
belief.
Any human being with eyes and ears knew he was suffering.
I saw my brother take his last breath. The world saw him take his last breath. He was dead before he left the scene.
Did you hear the officers saying anything to one another about what they were doing to Floyd or how George Floyd seemed to be doing?
No, because after they got him on the gurney and he was shuffled out of there, of course they was asking the question, what are they gonna do with myself and the passenger? And they was like, are they good? And asked a few questions, let us everyone go, and cleaning the scene up like protocol, police, how they do.
They let you go?
Yes, they released us. That released us.
While they were on George, and counselor, help me if you feel I'm confusing context. I know your angle wasn't great. I know that you were dealing with the fact that you couldn't help him anyway because you were detained. But were the officers...
If you're just joining us, we're peeking in on the CNN interview with Maurice. His last name is slipping me. It'll pop up on the screen in a minute. The interview, and he was in the car when the police officers was on George Floyd.
Too far away.
It was a lot of commotion. Sirens were starting to come.
Right.
He was too far.
His name is Maurice.
He could hear
George.
Yeah, Maurice Lester Hall.
Oh, they gonna kill me. I can hear him screaming. I can hear him pleading for his life and asking and begging to just
Maurice
breathe.
Lester Hall.
He just wanted to breathe. He just wanted air. And I can remember hearing him squirming and crying out like the world hearing.
You heard George say, I think they're going to kill me. They're trying to kill me.
Not think. He said, they gonna kill me. I heard him saying, I can't breathe.
If you can, Counselor Maurice, will you do me a favor? Let me take a commercial. I don't want your only perspective on George to be how he died. I want to hear about why you loved him, why he was your friend, and what you know about him that people need to know about him to understand why.
Okay, they about to take a commercial break. We were just peeking in on CNN's interview with Maurice Lester Hall. He was in the car when they had George Floyd pinned in the street. And so, Cuomo is that's the guy, the CNN guy. Is it Mark Cuomo? Mark Cuomo is interviewing him and his beautiful attorney. Hey, administration. Hey, manager. Hey, boss. You think you could inbox Ashley and see if we can get an interview?
Yes, thank you, Chris.
So apparently the guy, I'm looking at the Ahmaud Arbery situation. So I was telling you earlier that they said before Arbery was shot, the three men engaged in an elaborate chase, and that's when the shooting ensued. And the guy who filmed, I'm just reading it at the bottom track. They're saying that the guy at the bottom heard McMichael standing over Aubrey using, they're saying a racial slur, but they emphasize it's the N word. They got that on the thing.
Right.
That he said that. So basically, David was saying on here, he doesn't believe that these guys are going to change. He just says that he just thinks that some people are just ingrained with hatred, and doesn't believe that with all this that's going on that's going to change. What do you have to say to that?
Well, you know what? But we got to weed them out. We have to make them feel like either they change or there's nothing for me to do. You know, that's why we got to start with, first of all, we got to start with the police reform, and then we have to start with the employers, man. I mean, you know, listen, we can come up with legislation and all that too, but if somebody asks me, what can companies do now? What can people other than the government do right now? And I just think that all employers, we need to start there. Just implement, repercussions for being affiliated with racist groups. You know, just as simple as that. I mean, even if it's the Black Panthers, man. I mean, I don't know if I am unaware if the Black Panthers exist anymore. I mean, are you aware if the Black Panthers exist anymore?
Yeah, but they're not to the commercial extent in which, when I opened up the show and I said Huey P. Newton, when you say you didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of them.
And with that being said, I think that every employer needs to draft language in the union contracts or with the unions, or make it a part of the application process where you listen, that should be a question on all applications. Are you affiliated with any racist or hate groups? That should be on applications. And then follow that up with, if it is found that you are associated or a part of any of those organizations, it is grounds for immediate termination. And that's i.e. Facebook. So an example would be, okay, if you answer on the application, hey, no, I'm not affiliated with any of those groups, you check no, and then just like we've been doing all this week, people that came on Facebook and had negative stuff and racist things to say, we've been putting them on blast. And we just, that's where that needs to come into play. When we find out these people, I think that the employers are doing a good job. I believe that everybody except for one person.
Trav, he says that video that you played is recruiting them faster than we can ever deactivate them. That's what he's saying.
What video? The video
you played earlier about the young lady having a conversation.
He said it's doing what? He said that's activating them even more?
Yeah, he's saying that they're active. And I just want to let people know that when you're in our chat, if you have something that you want to say, you can always call us if you want to have that conversation. But what he's saying, Trav, is that although everything that you're saying is correct, but he's also saying that they are being recruited in these homes with their parents more so. He said, yeah, that girl, she didn't fall for the banana, but think about how many kids that do.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said when the video went off. I said, I said that I suspect that most parents.
When you was giving your solution as to that, he was saying that that's what he was trying to say. And I feel like I'm a third party here, but I'm speaking on his behalf. But that's what he was saying.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. But that's what I if he would have listened, what I said after the video was that.
I think you tuned in later.
Okay. Well, I'll say it again. I said after the video that I suspect that most kids that have parents that think that way follow their parents' thinking because they're their parents. And the young lady on the video obviously got the correct information away from her parents, formed her own opinion, and gave us that great video. And listen, I just employ all of my white friends or white folks periods to we love video like that. Video like that gives a black person or black people an insight. We kind of already assume what their frame of mind is. I mean, we're left to listen, black folks, correct me if I'm wrong, but black folks, we grow up always being suspicious of white folks. Now, that's what's ingrained in all black folks growing up. I just want you guys to know that. That's ingrained in all black folks, man. I mean, that's just is. I remember, like I said, I never had any that I thought like, I had got a lot of warnings as a young man, but never per se actually had a racial situation happen to me. I remember when we were growing up, there was a community nearby us called Ottawa Hills, and Ottawa Hills it was and to this day it's a nice neighborhood. I was told, and it looked like a lot of fancy houses. It looked like rich white folks live over there. Let me just say that. And so when we were growing up, it's pretty close to where I live at. It's probably maybe 2 miles from where I live at. And we thought that as a kid, we knew about, we had driven through there before, and we had seen the nice houses. And as we would drive through those neighborhoods, like going through them, we would say that as kids, we would say to one another, we gonna go trick or treating over here. Oh, I bet you they give out full size candy bars. We thought it'd be a good place to trick or treat. But the OGs in the neighborhood, as I was growing up, they was like, nah. They was like, stay out of there. They told us to stay out of there. They said, them white folks ain't having it. So even though I have never been I'm like an obvious victim of some type of racism, I did get a lot of warnings. Like, listen, stay out of there, don't go there, and so and as a black person, I think you just grow up with keeping one eye open with white folks. I mean, you just grow up with that. Like, you just always, it's sort of like expecting the worst, and then if anything else happens, you good. I think that we all grow up, most of us, with that mentality. Or, I'm from the inner city, so I'm gonna say at least the inner city, and I can confidently make that statement because of the conversations that I've had with my black friends growing up and over the years. We talk like that. We pass that information along. Like, listen, don't go there. Like, we had always got information on in places that didn't hire black folks, and we just didn't go. Like in Toledo, you know what? I don't mean that. This is just strictly hearsay, but I used to hear that Rudy's Hot Dogs on Sylvania, that they didn't hire black folks. I used to hear that growing up, and they was like, well, let me tell you my source of information. A friend of mine, a white friend of mine, she used to work there, and she told me that when she worked there, she said a black person would come in, fill out an application, and after they left, the manager would throw it in the garbage. So I got that information firsthand. So that wasn't, for me, that wasn't hearsay. That was someone that actually worked there. And so I passed that information along. If Rudy's Hot Dogs, it seemed like a nice, friendly neighborhood place. You wouldn't, I still go there to this day. I go there, they got some good breakfast. They got a good chicken salad sandwich. But this is just information to my white friends and for white folks listening. That's just how we're raised. I mean, am I correct? I mean, were you raised like that too, to be suspicious, of white folks? Is that how you was raised?
No, my grandmother always told me that you can't see color, what I'm saying, in the dark, and we're all basically the same. So no, I didn't come from that type of home, but I want to give a shout out to Shadia Smith. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. She's saying, Trav, she says, I wonder why MLK and others didn't get this much love like George Floyd did, and like many others who also died from racism. She says, why are black people tired because of the virus? Had them all in the house too long,
right?
And they just want to get out and tear up some stuff because of racism. She says blacks should also be speaking up about this issue and not attacking and killing and watching others, burn stuff down. That's not a real issue. They say that the white man taught them violence. You just don't have to follow the white man. Follow Jesus. Not burn down buildings and businesses, but y'all quick to attack another black person. So
Sadat, that's you're asking that now. We've covered that question all week long. I mean,
go ahead, Trav, get on it. Go ahead, get it.
Well, no, I'm not going to get on her, but I just want her to know that black leaders.
I don't mean get on her like you're going to be negative to her. I don't mean that.
Well, Sadat, black leaders have been asking that question all week long because CNN and everyone reporting everything, they have been asking that question to the protesters. Why damage your stuff? I mean, that question has been answered over and over again. And if you didn't get the answer, I'm just going to repeat what they've been answering with, all week long. And it's just frustration, Sadat. It's frustration, and people destroy things when they don't know how to express something. These are kids. These are mostly college students. If you look at that Villa video, if you look at all those people looting, they look like they're teenagers. They're under 25. They don't know no better. Stealing and violence. If I don't know if you didn't heard any of the rap music and hip hop music lately, but it's filled with that. That's all they know. But in general, you can only express yourself with whatever you've been taught, and however you have been taught to express it. And for a lot of black youth, that's the way they express it. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to, I've heard some explanations say that, hey, listen, this is a poor explanation, but they was like, hey, they've been, somebody answered why are you stealing, why are you looting and violence and blah, blah, blah. And one of the kids answered, because they've been robbing us of injustice for 400 years. I thought it was a fair answer, but but we don't on this show. I don't condone no violence. That ain't the way to go. I've heard responses too, like, listen, man, we've been, this is the, they was like, some answers has been, we've tried everything else, so we're trying this. We're stealing and we're damaging. We've tried the nice way, like your Tupac video said. He was like, Tupac video said. He said, we've been marching and trying to be peaceful. We've been asking nicely. And he said, we pass all that now. And a lot of them kids feel like that. They feel like we passed all of that. We passed all the peaceful protests, man. We pass all that, man. We got to break some shit to get some attention so y'all can know where we coming from. and Trump isn't making it better.
Yeah, Trav, they want you to. They're asking for your thoughts on him using the Bible as a prop going against the church. They want to know your thoughts about that.
Well, my opinion was, he was
before you do that. Give them give the people who tuned in. It may not have known what happened. If you want to start from the beginning, what happened?
Well, basically, they were protesting at the White House, non-violent. It was just peaceful protests, and Trump came out. Trump came out and announced that he told the governors.
Mind you, we were on live, by the way.
Yeah, we were.
Happened.
Yeah, he came out and done a press conference and basically said that he employed all the governors of all the states to to get these protesters and violence and looting under control. He felt like the tax-paying citizens, the law-abiding citizens, they need protection. They need to be protection, which is, which some people thought was bullshit because it was reports coming out that they were setting their own shit afire. They were damaging their own property because they got insurance and they knew the insurance would take. I didn't see one video of one of those owners protecting their property. You would think if I owned a property in an area that they were looting, and especially if I was black and I knew they were down there protesting and looting, I would show up on the scene and go, hey, listen, I'm a brother. I'm a black business, not this one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't see any. I seen a couple brothers complain about it after the fact. I seen a couple brothers that own shops in Atlanta who done videos saying, listen, man, one guy talked about how much money he gave to the coronavirus situation to get masks. He said he gave $20,000 and he was like, this is what I get. I get my place ripped apart. But that's a piss poor reason too, because I seen a lot of looters and people robbing. That's what they would say. Hey, they probably got insurance. They'll get it back, which ain't a reason to steal it in the first place. So, a lot of things wasn't done right, Q, man. But I'm just glad that the world, that we got the attention of the world. The black community as a whole, we got the attention and support of the whole world right now. And when you guys get a chance, go back. Reverend Al Sharpton gave a great speech. Benjamin Crump gave a great opening speech at the George Floyd Memorial, the funeral today. It was an awesome service. I actually downloaded it off of YouTube, but I don't think that. I tell you what, just go to YouTube. Go to ABC News. George Floyd Memorial. That's the video. When you go to YouTube, when you see the video on ABC News, you'll see the picture of George Floyd. The video that has the picture of him, click on that one. It says watch George Floyd Memorial. Click on that one because it has the entire memorial on there. And George Crump, I'm sorry.
No, it's called crazy.
Benjamin Crump. He opens up, and then Al Sharpton goes, and then they recognize all the celebrities, and then Ezekiel, the gospel singer, he plays a tune. But anyway, go ahead.
I finally get a question. People want to know the names of the companies that were basically supporting George Zimmerman's. What I would say is this: these are some of the companies who've been supporting along the line with some of the interest groups
that was supporting Trump or George Zimmerman, because we could care less about George Zimmerman.
Both. Yeah. For Trump is Wendy's, Taco Bell, Carl's Jr., White Castle, Chick-fil-A, Papa John's, which we already know. We already know about that. What are you doing, Shaquille? Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, Domino's Pizza, Waffle House. Hey, Waffle House, y'all had a lot of stuff going on at y'all place last year. We know about a lot of killings. Buffalo Wild Wings, KFC, Krispy Kreme, Chili's, Jimmy John's. I already know about them. Cracker Barrel, and IHOP. What do you got to say about that, John?
Well, I made a couple statements, and I'm going to put them on the screen.
Okay.
On the screen now is I already knew that Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, I already knew that he was a Trump supporter. So I posted this message because I was getting inboxes. I was getting inboxes from Trump people,
coming at you?
Yeah, I was getting inboxes from Trump people, saying, and are you going to stop liking the Dallas Cowboys because Jerry Jones? So I posted.
That's why
I posted
this. Go
for
it. I'm just letting you know they're talking about the Ahmaud Arbery story right now on CNN. But go ahead.
Okay, I'll read these and then I'll break in for a minute. I posted. I said, with these lists circulating about the companies that support Trump, I'm getting inboxes from people letting me know that the Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is a supporter.
Right.
I was a fan way before he bought the team. So my answer was to them was that, listen, I was a fan way before he bought the team. Listen, I'm a little bit more, this is how I feel. Listen, Trump is just your political choice because I have several friends, Cowboy friends, Cowboy family members. I have several of them that are Trump supporters.
Okay.
And Jamie Crappy, specifically, me and him talked. And he, I was posting stuff in support of Biden. Well, I didn't really post no Biden stuff, but I had posted. They told us to post. They told us someone had made a post saying don't watch the Trump speech because he'll take the numbers and he'll flip them, saying that his numbers was great because everybody support him. So I posted that on my page, and so Jamie Crappy he started posting and saying racist memes. It was like he had posted he was just posting racist type stuff. Like not really racist. Like, let me give an example. Some things that he posted, like he posted a picture of Trump with Caressa Scott and Al Sharpton. Obviously, Trump had received an award that they award for people that do good work in the black community, and they had gave Trump an award for that. So he had posted that. And then he posted a whole bunch of pictures of Trump with black folks. And
was that during his presidency or before?
It was probably before. They looked like they was before. And basically he was just trying to he was refuting the notion that Trump was racist. That's what he was countering in the post. And so he was posting a whole bunch of it on my post. So I reached out to him. I said, Jamie, I said, this post ain't about, I said, no one said anything about Trump being a racist on this post. And I just said, and I went on to explain to him, I said, listen, cause we Cowboys family first to me. I told him, I said, we Cowboys family first. And I let him know, I said, I respect your political choice. And then I asked him to respect mine. And I posted a separate sign for that. Let me get off of here. I also posted this. And Marvel, they were saying that Marvel was one of the Trump supporters, and I had to correct everybody on that. And it went like this. I said, with these lists circulating about the companies that support Trump, I said, I'm getting inboxes from people letting me know that Marvel is a supporter. And what it is, I looked into it, and it's not the whole company. It's just one chairman on their board. It's just one guy on their board. So they was coming at me for having all these Marvel characters on set, and they was like, all your characters support Trump. So they was coming at me like that, like, oh, everybody on your table support Trump, and I was like, nah. So I looked into it, and it's just one guy. It's just one guy on the board. It's not the whole company. It's just one guy. So, and with it being one guy, but you know what? I mean, I'm not here to say, listen, Marvel, and just the same way with the Dallas Cowboys, I was a Marvel fan way before this guy became a board member of Marvel. So my love was already there. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I mean, I'm not, listen, I've been loving Marvel. I was born in 1971. And I probably found comic books about 1976, 77. So the guy is younger than me. So that guy was not on the board. He was not on the board or part of Marvel before I was a fan. So
David wants me to ask you: do you believe in the old mantra that he who you give your money to, you give your power to? Do you believe in that?
I really don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I need an explanation of that.
You never heard of that before?
No, I mean, I don't know what that means. He who you, so if I go to the corner store and buy an ice cream sandwich, so I owe the guy at the corner store, I owe him my life or some shit. I mean, what does that mean?
We'll table that, but it is a meaning, Trav. There is a meaning behind that.
Okay, well, I would like to know it. I mean, is that just in a donation? I mean, is that where I shop
Dave, if you come back, we're going to give Trav an opportunity to educate himself on that, and then we'll table that and we'll get back to that. But I wanted to let everybody know. I don't know if you saw this right now, but did you see this article about BET founder Robert L. Johnson is demanding Black people receive $14.7 trillion in reparations to repair the injustice in this country? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that, but we've had this discussion, or I've seen a discussion on a panel before, and I've heard Rush Limbaugh talk about it as well. And how do you distribute that? I think it becomes, how do you distribute it? I hear some people just say, "Hey, let's just
do it the same way they just gave the $1,200 check." Right? If they want to give you the money, they can do it.
Well,
you're asking me how they could do it, right?
Well, that'll just. But what would that be helping? I mean, okay, that would.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm asking you, not nobody else. Do you believe in reparations? Do you believe that we as African Americans are due reparations? Do you believe in the construct of reparations?
If I really thought it could fix some things that's wrong with us, I more believe in the legislation, because money just temporary, I mean, listen, okay, let me give an example. I mean, okay, a 25-year-old, okay, you give a black 25-year-old, let's say $5,000, $10,000. I mean, what do you think he's gonna do with it? I mean, he's not gonna. If that money could go to things that could fix the black community issues.
So, Trav, if you were offered, if they told you were if they said, "Hey, you do this, in return, we're going to give you 40 acres and a mule," and you didn't do it. Now, once you give that person 40 acres and a mule, it's up to them to do whatever they're supposed to do with it. They can mess it up. But you said, and people have always harped on that if you're saying to us 40 acres and a mule is owed to you, I don't think it matters about what they. Hey, you just got a $1,200 stimulus check, right?
Right.
Everybody didn't do. Everybody, whatever each individual did with their check, it's up to them. But they would still owe that check.
I created a business. I created a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and see, everybody, see, I don't think money, you just throwing, once again, but you've heard the saying, throwing money at the problem ain't going to fix it. Now, it's not. I mean, it has to, listen, I'll take the money. I mean, a lot of people feel like this. Hey, listen, let's just get the money, then we'll figure out what to do with it afterwards. You know, we need to figure out what we're going to do. But we still, it's other things. But before the money, to me, our issues ain't the money. It's other things that need to be fixed. And I think
Johnson told CNBC that 14 trillion is not too much to ask for the atonement of 200 years plus of brutal slavery, government-sponsored social and economical discrimination, the permanent emotional trauma inflicted upon Black Americans by being forced to believe in a hypocrisy and unfulfilled pledge that all men are created equal. That's what his view is.
You know, I agree with all of that. But I just see a problem with distributing it. It's not gonna, because what's gonna happen is they gonna, okay, say if let's just put a number on it. Forget about how much it is overall. Just give every Black American $5,000. I don't know how they determine who gonna get it or not. Let's just say if you're grown, if you're 18, give every 18-year-old Black 18-year-old $5,000. You know, okay, we'll take it. I mean, we wouldn't have no problem. But is that gonna fix? That's not gonna fix 400 years. That's not gonna fix because you're gonna blow the money, and you're gonna be like, you're gonna have them people that's gonna be like, this wasn't enough. We need more. You know what I mean? So it's some other things that got to be fixed before you just throw this money at us, man. You know.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Rob. You get up, it's a sunny day outside, you're heading to work, right?
Right.
You get in an accident. You get injured, right?
Right.
Now, you didn't cause the accident. The other person caused the accident, right?
Right.
And injury attorney says, hey, your injuries were sustained due to this. So you're not at fault. He is at fault.
Right.
So based on that alone, he comes, he meaning your attorney says, hey, we're gonna sue him for what happened. And in return, they come up with a dollar amount.
Okay.
And it's gonna be sent to you, right?
Right. That has happened.
So based on that
has happened twice to me, but go ahead.
Right. So the analogy based off of what you're saying is the same thing. Now, can they really come up with a number that's going to really truly fix your issues? Can they really come with a number that's going to be insurmountable to what you have been through, but they still come up with a number?
Well, I'm gonna interject something into your scenario.
Okay.
What if you're hurt and paralyzed for the rest of your life in that accident? So that'll support my analogy. You're injured. Okay, we've been injured and hurt for 400 years. So if in that accident, if you get hurt and paralyzed for the rest of your life, and they give you a $25,000 check, what are you supposed to do with that? I mean, because when the money gone, you still hurt. But what if they could come up with something, or what if
some people will say 80% of something is better than nothing?
Well, that's what I said at first. I said I will take the money. $5,000. But then you gonna blow through that money. I mean, like I said, 5,000. You know, to most black folks, that's a lot of money.
Right, but Trav, they came up with a number, right? Just back in March, they came up with a number, and I just want to really hold that into you. They came up with a number. They said, "Hey, okay, we know that this is hit y'all, and we came up with this number, and we divided off by the population, however they came up with they metric, which came down to eventually of $1,200 per person, right?
Right.
The fact that they came up with that, and they said, here's something. We know $1,200 because we talked about it on our previous podcast. We know that money's not going to go far. And we know some people are not going to be responsible for that money. We know some people are going to blow that money. But then there are going to be some people who's going to take it and they're going to do the right thing by it. But what they do with that money, Trav, is irrelevant to what we're talking about. It's the fact that they're still owed that money.
Okay, but
you don't see the difference.
Okay, all right. So 5,000, but it still ain't gonna fix anything. I think that.
No. Listen, I get what you, but at the same time,
I'll take the money. I'll take the money.
That's what I'm saying.
I never said I wouldn't take the money. I would take the money.
Man,
but,
we know you're gonna take it. I already knew that. But the point of it is, so give me a definitive answer. You don't have to get long-winded or not.
Okay.
Do you believe in reparations or not? I heard your analogy to it.
I'm gonna say yes.
Are you pro or
yeah?
Okay.
I'm gonna. My short answer is yes, but I just question the form of it. Okay. If the only way I could get it is through a $5,000 check, and that would be great. I think that would help out a lot of people. $5,000. Me and Sonya sit and talk about having a windfall, and let me see, $5,000. I think that could pay off like a lot of. If you're really into getting yourself together, that could pay off some things on your credit report. That's a down payment on a car. But after it's gone, you back mad again. You back mad again. Oh, it wasn't enough. So.
So Senator McConnell says that.
Oh Lord.
He addressed the reparations.
He was. I already know what he said. He said that'll never happen.
He said, I don't think reparations for something that happened 150 years ago, for whom none of us currently living are responsible, is a good idea. He said in a news conference.
Yeah, I remember that.
We've tried to deal with our original sins of slavery by fighting a civil war,
and we elected.
We
gave y'all Obama. He said we gave y'all Obama. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said we
elected an African American president.
Yeah. I remember he said that. That caught my attention. But he is a racist. I mean, he looked racist. He looked racist. He sound racist. Oh man, it don't get more. He's out of Kentucky. It don't get no more racist than Mitch McConnell. That's the wrong guy. He won't let black folks feed his dog. No.
So let me ask you this though, Trav. When 4 years ago, when Cap made the gesture of the kneeling, right? It was inflammatory, right?
Right.
Sort of kind of like what Drew Brees was talking about earlier, right?
Right.
But as I scour through and I look through the news feeds and I look at everything, that's all I'm seeing with the police. That's all I'm seeing. With,
I know.
So what changed? What changed from 4 years ago to today?
Did you see this? Where is it at? I'm about to give it to you. Where is it at? Okay. Are you looking at the screen? Did you see this? I'm gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute until you can see it. Let me know when you can see it.
All right, I'm gonna go look and see.
Let me know if you can see it.
There must be an answer to my question, huh?
Yeah. You see it? Now, I got inboxed this, and they said this was from the 1990s, which I don't agree.
Justice for George.
Yeah, the reason why I'm showing this, guys, is because Simpson has a reputation. The Simpsons have a reputation of predicting stuff on their show that eventually happens. And somebody is trying to tell me that they had predicted this back in the 1990s. No, you know what? Actually, I'm a graphic artist, and I can already tell that the sign, that's an old picture, and someone just wrote that in there. That's fresh. That's fresh artwork on the sign. So this is photoshopped, because this guy is wearing the exact same stuff that George had on that day. They didn't predict that.
Well, I'm letting you know right now that the crowds have not dispersed, Trav. They're actually more mobilized now, and they're actually marching in New York right now.
Okay. Well, it's time to wrap it up, man. Today was I was not prepared. I only got an opportunity. We came on 2 hours later than we were supposed to. Looks like we went on at 8, and we were supposed to. We normally do from 6 to 8, but I had a lot to do today, and plus I had DJ gigs. Matter of fact, we're not gonna. This is what we're gonna do. I got a DJ gig tomorrow. We're not gonna be on tomorrow, but we're gonna come on Saturday. Well, you know what? I got a DJ gig on Saturday. Okay, so we're not gonna come on Saturday either. Let's do. I'm taking Sunday off. We'll be back on Monday. We'll be back on Monday. Yep, because I got DJ gigs all weekend. So, and I got a possible one on Sunday. So, and I'm all about getting that money, because we gotta keep our. Because what I'm gonna do is I am gonna get Zoom, and I'm gonna add Zoom to our. And that way, with the Zoom, we'll be able to bring Q in all the time with no issues. We'll be able to bring him in, and then he can create his own background.
Right.
He can get his own stuff in his background. So,
it's just I just want to say, Trav, there's been a lot going on. I am happy with what people are doing, especially the youth. For the last 10 years, millennials have really been getting a bad rep.
For not caring. Yeah.
And to see them doing now, I'm not going to co-sign on the ones that are doing this, for other reasons. But I'm talking about the ones that are aligned with what's going on. But I do want to say that. And I think we're going to keep pushing this narrative on the podcast. We can't just stop here. We have to start looking at, if this same energy does not go into voting, arguably this has been for naught. And do you agree? You disagree?
No, I agree, because I'm going to get with Tina and the movement, and I'm going to become a part of that.
We got to keep pushing this forward. Now, independently, Trav, I don't know if you saw, but I would love to see some more. I would love to see an argument. If it was anything that I would go to DC for, I would love to see veterans, especially black veterans, get their benefits, man. I don't like to see veterans who sign up for X amount of years, who put that uniform on and go overseas and do everything that Uncle Sam says he asks of you, but in return, he says, if you do this for me, you're going to get health care and you're going to get benefits, and we're going to take care of your family, and we're going to actually compensate you. And for these veterans to come back and not get that piece of the pie, or they have to jump through hurdles to get it, I think that that's not a fair exchange. And I would love to see that. And lastly, I would love to see education a lot of these young men and women, and I'm not just labeling it to just to be black. I would love to see something that comes up where they can help a lot of these college kids, man. Because it's a travesty that these kids go to school for 4 to 6 years. We say, hey, we always been pushing that narrative. Go to school, go get your education. But yet, half of them, they go through Trav, they're coming out, and they are more in debt than when they went in.
I agree.
And half of them are just, they're not being able to live up to the potential in which they're being able to put in, unless they go to some type of Ivy League school or whatever. So, based off of the narrative that everybody is pushing, I am all for, the crime and everything. But there are some other things that we do necessarily have to have a discussion that would include that. I think that we need to, while we have their, excuse the metaphor, while we have their foot on their neck and we trying to bring things to light, I definitely believe those are two things that we definitely need to explore as well. Yes, I am partial to being a veteran, so yeah, I will be speaking up about issues like that, because when you look at the numbers and you see a lot of African Americans that are being displaced, what I mean by displaced, that's just a fancy word of saying homeless. So, or they're just discouraged because they went and asked Sam and Sam told them no. I talked to you about what happened last week with a good friend of mine who passed away. And that's that same similar situation. When I see those things, I do think those are things we definitely need to be having discussions about as well. But that's it for me on that.
Well, I'm cool with that too. Let me throw the social media handles up one last time.
Yeah, so if you guys been checking us out, we got to get that big spiel, man. We want to see you guys give us some feedback if you've been liking the shows lately. I haven't really seen a lot of feedback on our page. So if you can, give us some feedback and let us know if you like the show, if you don't like the show, if you love some of the topics, if you think we're long-winded, if you think we're short-winded, if you think we're just apropos. Let us know what you're thinking about the show, because any feedback that you give us helps us drive that narrative to whatever success that you feel that the show should be going towards. And make sure you hit us up. We're on all social media platforms. We are on Twitter, social media with Facebook, Instagram. But more importantly, we want you guys to go check us out on our page with YouTube. When you get to YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and support the show. Let us know how you're feeling.
That's what's up
for me, Trav.
That's what's up. That's it from your boy. Let me see here. Like I said, I got a DJ gig tomorrow. I got a DJ gig Saturday. We'll see you guys on Monday. I'm out. Peace.
It's the Big Trav and Q Show. What they waiting for? Just another damn podcast. Now let's go. Go, 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 go.
It's the Big Trav and Q Show. So what you gonna do, bro? Q is from D-Town. We chillin' in the Momo. Travis from the mud. We call it Glass City. Swoop some red bones, and they was acting shifty. It's the Big Ballin' Podcast. All the others hot trash. 6 o'clock on the dot. Better make a quick dash. All the hot topics getting played in the tropics. We picking up steam. Yo, Q, they can't stop it. Let's go.